massive variation in rainfall and warming up of the continent, and that a lot of our livelihood activities in this continent is linked to agriculture, and that close to 75% of our agricultural practices are reliant on rain-fed, river-fed agriculture and not irrigation and so on, then you can begin to get a good picture of the massive impact of climate change on food security in the continent. So we are having increased greenhouse gas emission. Naturally, the earth absorbs that through the forest. But in our advanced intelligence, so to say, we've decided also to cut the forest that would have absorbed these greenhouse gas emissions. So we are cutting the forest around the world at the rate of 1 rugby pitch per second. So what is the earth going to do? Like in West Africa, where I come from, we say, what man for do? So the seas, the oceans are being forced to absorb these excess emissions of a greenhouse gas and CO2. So the impact on the ocean is that we are seeing increased acidification of the oceans. So that's the triple whammy. We are attacking the earth from the air, on land, and in the sea, with toxic dumping, overfishing, and acidification. In fact, a research that came out about a year ago, jointly done by universities in New Zealand and Australia, and in collaboration with Greenpeace, says that at the rate of acidification of our oceans, in about 2 decades, what will be left will be algae and jellyfish. And if we know that humanity relies a lot on food security from the oceans for sustenance, so you can begin to draw that picture. Then coming closer home to this continent, at the same time that this triple whammy is happening, we have the biggest curve in growth of our demography. As other continents, including China, are decreasing in population, China is expected to import or bring in 140 million migrant workers in the next 2 decades if it hopes to maintain the same level of growth, because they have massive depopulation in terms of no growth. Europe, the same thing, declining population. The Americas, the same thing, declining population. But in this continent, we are projected to have a massive increase in population, to the extent that in about 27 years, by 2040, 1 in 3 children born in the world will be born in this continent. Our population is expected to hit close to 2 billion, and 10 countries in Africa would account for 2-point-something billion by 2050. So, and more interestingly, around that period of 2040 to 2050, which is not too far, it's within 2.5 decades, 65% of the population will be young people from the age of 25 and downwards. So you are projecting an image of a restless, hopefully educated young population, no job, no hope. You can begin to anticipate the massive social upheaval